Hi, in this video I'll be making my favorite pizza recipe and will try to show you the common mistakes and problems you may encounter while making pizza at home. But let's get something out of the way first. If you intend to buy, carry, conceal, or use pineapple on your pizza, then you should not watch this video and seek professional help immediately. Pizza dough is very simple. You just need to give it the care it deserves to see a good result. The first mistake is the water temperature you use. I usually heat up the water to 60 degrees, then add cold water to it. Test it on my hand just like a baby formula. You want it to be warm, not hot or cold, so the yeast could do its work. I never measured the water temperature before, but it turned out to be 40 degrees on the dot. The recipe in this video is for 3 pizzas. I'll leave the ingredients in the description for making 1 to 4 pizzas. In a mixing bowl, I'll add 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of dry yeast, 2 spoons of sugar, and 2 spoons of salt. Mix these together first before adding 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil and 1.5 cups of the warm water. I'll bring everything together with a spoon, then with a wet hand. Don't worry about making a perfect dough for now. Just make sure the ingredients are well mixed, and we will let the yeast and gluten figure things out on their own. Cover the bowl with your second favorite kitchen towel and leave it in a warm place. This would be the second mistake. You really need to find a warm and maybe humid place, especially in winter. For me, over the dryer works the best. The dough will rest for 2.5 hours in 4 stages. The first stage is 30 minutes. After that, I'll strengthen the dough using a wet hand by stretching and folding it over itself. Then flip the whole thing to create a ball. And I'll repeat the process again. 30 minutes rest, wet hand, stretch and fold, then flip it into a ball. Now the dough is smoother and feels like a pizza dough. I'll leave this for 1 hour this time. Meanwhile, I'll prepare the tomato sauce. I'm using tomato sauce, but you can use tomato paste or crushed tomatoes if you like. 1 garlic clove, salt to your taste, oregano, and some pizza spice, which has oregano, onion and garlic powder, and black pepper. I'll leave the exact ingredients in the description. I'll mix this quickly with a hand blender. If you're using tomato paste, add water of course till you get the right sauce thickness. I'll leave the pizza toppings to you. I like to keep it simple, so I'm using some paprika, 3 types of cheese, and some vegan pepperoni. Leave a comment on the video if you would like me to make a video for the pepperoni recipe. Now back to the dough. After an hour, the dough should be doubled in size. Dust your board with some flour and flip the dough on it. Now I can divide it equally and fold each part on itself and shape it into a ball. You can see the dough is gassy and still doing its thing. Pop any big bubbles while you're at it. Cover the dough balls and leave it for the last 30 minutes. Now it's time to heat up the oven. If you have pizza stone, this shovel thing, or a special pizza oven, then I can't help you. I use a normal oven and an oven tray. My oven goes up to 250 degrees Celsius, so that's what I'm gonna use. If your oven goes higher, then heat it to 280 degrees. The hotter the better in this case. I heat up the tray as well. This is probably the third mistake you might make. Not heating the tray will mean that your pizza is getting heat from the top only, while the tray is still warming up, and you will end up with an underbaked bottom. After 30 minutes, move the dough you're not using and make sure it's still covered and warm. You want the last pizza to be the same as the first. If the dough is not covered, it will start getting colder on the outside and have a tougher exterior. And once you stretch it, you will see this kind of spots on the edges. Now we get to the fun part, stretching the dough. Please don't use a rolling pin. I won't even consider this as a mistake. You will be setting yourself up for failure. There are few methods to stretch the dough. First, you pinch it with your fingers, then either pull and flip like this, or stretch and rotate with both hands. If both are complicated, you can just stretch it with your fingers and rotate it. The faster you do this, the more consistent the pizza will look. I personally use all 3 methods at the same time. depending on how the dough feels and how responsive it is. If you feel more adventurous and you would like to spread flour all over the kitchen, do one of those flashy moves. They actually stretch the dough quite well.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
This is optional, but I like to use whole wheat flour or cornmeal for the base of the pizza. It gives a crispier and crunchier bite to the pizza, so I highly recommend it. Once the pizza is stretched, take the tray out of the oven and cover it with oven paper, then transfer the dough to it. Add your sauce and toppings and bake it in the oven. I put the tray on the lower level of the oven, not in the middle. This is also important. You want more heat from the bottom than from the top. I prefer leaving the cheese out till the end. When the dough have a light brown color, I take it out and add the cheese quickly, then stick it back in. Make sure to do this quickly so the pizza doesn't dry out. I made the other pizza with the cheese on from the beginning. It will be okay as well. Unless you have lots of toppings or you prefer a thicker pizza, then I recommend leaving the cheese till the end. Otherwise, the top of the pizza will get soggy and you will have to answer to Gordon Ramsay. I take the pizza out when the bottom and edges are brown or even dark brown. Give it some time in there, trust me, it will taste better. You should end up with a crispy, tasty, delicious pizza. I hope this video helps you make a better pizza. If something goes wrong with your pizza, don't worry, try again some other day until you perfect it. And by the way, don't ask me what happened to the third pizza. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.